Hey fellow equestrians, it's Fun Size Equestrian here. Today, the topic that I wanted to go on about is the reality of owning a horse. Now, there are two main aspects when owning a horse. There's the financial aspect to consider and the commitment aspect. The financial aspect when owning a horse is huge. There's farrier costs to consider, vet costs to consider, and board costs to consider if you're boarding. If you're not boarding, then you have to go into the property costs, maintenance costs of your property, hay costs, and feed costs. Boarding varies from area to area. In more urban districts, it can be more expensive. In more rural districts, it can be a bit cheaper. Now, I live in a semi-rural, semi-urban area. For me to board my horse, it costs about $425 per month. My board payment is due on the 1st of every month, and I have to make sure to have that board payment on the 1st of every month. Now, if I don't make that payment, or if I make it late, then there's a late fee that incurs. I believe that's the case with most boarding facilities, in that if you don't make that payment in a certain number of days, then they'll add on a late fee. Boarding situations can also vary. There's full board, there's part board, and then there's do-it-yourself. Full board, or full care, is basically when the staff cares for the horse full time. They will do AM and PM feeding, they will turn out the horse for you, they will do blanketing for you, and they will do various other things for you as well. Depending on what you want done, the cost could become very high or very low. There's part-time care, in which the staff will care for your horse at least part of the week or part of the day, and then there's do-it-yourself, in which you just rent the stall and then you're in charge of the horse's care. You're in charge of turnout, you're in charge of both AM and PM feeding, you're in charge of mucking out the stall. Basically, you're in charge of your horse. Because I work full-time, in order to provide for my horse, I pay for a full care board. Now, in my full care situation, they will do AM, and PM feeding, they will muck out my stall, they will do basic turnout and basic blanketing. On the days that I don't work, my Wednesdays and my Sundays, I will go to the barn and help out with care of the other horses, which is also beneficial in a way that I get to learn about how horse care goes, like how to muck out the stalls, which horse gets which feed and which supplements, which horse gets turned out with who, and learn about general horse behavior and horse care. Farrier costs can vary depending on what you need done to your horse. You can either decide to shoe your horse or not shoe your horse. Some people who shoe their horses generally do it on only the fronts. People who don't shoe their horse tend to go barefoot, and it's a lot cheaper. There's also situations in which some horses do need corrective shoeing. Thankfully, my guy has strong pony hooves, and he doesn't need corrective shoeing. He usually gets shoed every 6 weeks, only in the fronts, and it costs me about $90-$10. Tomorrow he's actually about due, and what I'm going to do is pull his shoes for the winter, so that'll allow his hooves some rest time. It's a bit cheaper for me, and it's better for him to get that rest. Vet costs are another thing to consider. With the vet, they usually do a general wellness exam, they do shots, and they do your coggins, and also fecal. You can choose to either do annual or biannual for your wellness exam and your shots. My barn usually does it annually, and it costs about $169 a year to get his wellness done, his coggins done, his shots done, and his fecal done. Another thing that the vet will do is your horse's teeth. Horses need to get their teeth checked and floated every 6 months. I think if I remember correctly, my floating costed about $125. They will usually sedate the horse before beginning the process of floating, and usually the horses are pretty easygoing and chill about it. Now, how do I afford all this? Well, I have a job. My job generally pays me about $1,600 a month, and most of that will go towards my horse. It will go towards his board, It'll go towards his farrier, it'll go towards his vet, plus it'll go towards any grooming supplies he needs, any tack he needs, and other things that he might need during the course of the year. As the saying goes, horses are expensive. And also when deciding to own a horse, you have to take all the financial aspects into consideration. Like really develop a plan and a budget before going ahead and purchasing the horse. Purchasing the horse is the cheapest part about owning a horse. I'm sure other horse people have said the same thing. Oh yeah, before I forget and move on to the next topic, another important financial aspect you may consider are lessons. Lessons are extremely important for you as a rider, especially if you're beginning. They are beneficial for you in the long run, and they'll help you develop your skills in your seat, in your use of leg, and your use of balance, and the use of your whole body when communicating and riding your horse. The next reality that I want to talk about is the commitment. Horses are a huge commitment. It's almost like taking care of a kid. They require a lot of your time and a lot of your energy put into it. Well, rather, put into their care, their maintenance, their training, everything. Commitment to me means going to the barn as much as you can, pulling out your horse, spending time with your horse, bonding with your horse, grooming your horse, finding those places that your horse likes, like certain places that they like to be scratched. It means playing with your horse. It means training your horse with your trainer or instructor. It means riding your horse and riding your horse correctly and effectively. There are some equestrians who can make it out every day to the barn, and others who can make it at least 2 or 3 times a week. I think it's important to at least make it to the barn at least 2 to 3 times per week. If you can do more, then that is excellent. Unfortunately for me, since I do work a full-time job, I make it to the barn on my off days, and then if a farrier or a vet is coming, I make sure to request that off to be there for my horse and to be there for the farrier and to be there for the vet. If I am lucky enough to have a 3rd day off from work, then I will use that to my greatest advantage of going to the barn and seeing my horse. Now, I don't just go there, take him out, groom him, ride, and then put him back in. No, that's not the thing to do. I usually take him out, I will groom him, and I will just spend time with him. Like I said before, and I will emphasize, spending time with your horse is extremely important to develop a bond and a partnership with your animal. I truly think that horses really appreciate it when you go there just to hang out with them. They don't appreciate it as much when you go to the barn, you just take them out, ride them, put them back in, and then leave them for the entire day. I think in a horse's mind, maybe this is what's that word called? But yeah, anthropomorphizing. Let me know if I'm saying that right or not. Anyway, sorry about that. So in a horse's mind, when you do just leave them like that, I think they don't appreciate that as much as you really spending time with them and forming that bond that you need. So my important message is, before heading out and buying a horse, take into consideration all the financial responsibilities that they'll put on you and the commitment that the horse needs. I think when you put this all together, it will really help your decision. Now, there are also many benefits and realities of those benefits when owning a horse as well. I mean, they keep me mentally sane. They're really calming. They help me with my anxiety. They help me with any problems that I might have. They're very intuitive animals and very, very understanding. Very intelligent. I honestly don't know what I would do without my horse by my side. He's been the rock that I need, besides my husband, of course. Anyway, I think that's the end of this video for today. Tomorrow I will try to post my unboxing video, because I have a new horse box. that supposedly came in today, but it's at the post office, so I have to pick that up tomorrow after I'm done with all the barn stuff. If you like this video, please sure to hit like down below. If you want to subscribe to this channel and see more equestrian content like this, please hit subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you next time. I tend to post these videos every Wednesday, give or take every Sunday. Anyway, bye!